Welcome. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Akuj. Happy February. First of all, some announcements. First thing is that this month is when we start book club. So the first book that we're reading is Mindset by Carol Dweck. And if you want to join, then follow the first link in the description box. We have a private Facebook group, and that's where I'll basically be posting all the book suggestions that we're going to read, and then we get to choose amongst ourselves. And that's where I'll also be posting the link for our end of month book review / discussion. And the second announcement is that in the spring, I'm releasing my very first raw ebook guide, the Raw Food Glow, if I can say it. That's launching very soon. If you want to know when that is happening, click on the second link down in this description box. Yeah. I think at the end of last year, the last video of last year, I said there's some things I want to be doing every single day, and I've been committing to that. Some of them have been not so wow, but some of them have been fantastic. And so every day I'm basically doing 3 things. I'm singing, a warm-up practice plus 1 song. And I don't even have to do the song several times, just once is enough, but usually I end up doing it twice. And then the second thing is writing my book every single day. And then the third thing is language practice. So learning new words for all the languages that I'm learning or that I'm continuing to maintain, which is French, Turkish, Yoruba, and Sudanese Arabic. What I've been completely consistent on is the language stuff. So I guess it shows that I really love it. And that's where, like, you don't have to motivate me to do language revision. It just is what I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to learn new words. But then what is a little bit more tricky is the singing practice. So this month has been a clean month in February so far. And so it's just about keep going until it's a habit. I know some of you guys said that you're doing singing practice as well. How's it going? Are there any Beyonces in the room? Celine Dion's, Mariah Carey's? Come through. The next thing I'm going to do now is add a 4th thing, which is sewing. As you guys know, I started sewing. I've made a couple of reels about my sewing experience, and I feel a lot of, let's say, fear about sewing. Not fear. Fear is too strong. Let's say I feel a bit like timid. Let's say. So I'm warming up to it, but the sewing machine isn't intimidating. The sewing machine is actually quite easy to use. It's just that I'm out of practice, or not out of practice. I'm new. So the only way really I can build my confidence is by doing it every single day. So that's what I'm going to do. So my 4th daily practice habit is sewing. And even if it literally is 1 line, at least I get to set up the machine, put the bobbin in, put the thread, like learn the terminology as I go along. But all I need to do is just 1 line of thread. Like with the writing in my book, my task was just to do 1 line. Usually I never do 1 line. It's like a paragraph that I end up doing. So that's probably going to be the same thing with sewing. Instead of just doing 1 line, sewing 1 line, I might end up doing like 4. I might even, I don't know, do a whole outfit. But we have like 300 and let's say 20 days of the year left. 320 days of sewing. Come on. That would be amazing. So that's the goal. That's a good goal, right? I've noticed that a lot of people, wherever I go, they're really like self-deprecating, very harsh on themselves, not very kind to themselves, not much compassion. And I guess that's life. That's everybody has that in varying degrees in different areas of their life. So I think that it's just a reminder. This video is a reminder that we have to heal and we have to be kind to ourselves and not let fear or low confidence get in the way of living the life that we desire. So one of the solutions that I found, and that came to me when I was doing my juice cleanse in the month of December. If you want to see the whole transformation that I had in those 31 days of juice cleansing, click on this one here. I made a playlist. By the end of the 31-day juice cleanse, I realized that it's so important to surrender to the voice within, because the voice within is never wrong. And that is basically your higher self, your intuition, your gut feeling, the voice of God, all of that in one place. And I think the more we follow the voice within, the more alignment that we can find. the more peace we can find, and the more prosperity we can find, the more ease that we can find, the more love and abundance and all those big, really big concepts and words. And so how does that come about? In my experience, I've noticed that when I follow my curiosity, I'm led down the right path. So a couple of days ago, I received a casting. And naturally, I always research the company, the production company, the casting director and producer, whoever's labeled or whoever's named in terms of the crew, I research them. So I was Googling around, and a couple of months ago, I set the intention that I want to continue to work with like amazing, kind, creative people. So I was researching this director. I found a podcast. So I listened to the podcast about 2 nights ago as I was on my walk. And I was like, wow, the way he's speaking about the work is complete alignment with what I feel. He was about the craft. He was about being good, about following your curiosity. And so it's those mini miracles that are lined up along the day or throughout the day when you follow your curiosity, in terms of the synchronicities, in terms of the people that you meet, in terms of the signs that you see, the words that come to you. It's all about being led by your curiosity, because when you're curious, you're more playful, you're like a child, and then things just fall into place naturally. There's a lot of flow and ease there. Second thing is having high self-compassion. So no judgment towards yourself, knowing that everything that you're doing is actually fine. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And so what that looks like is, for example, as you've seen, I missed a couple of days of my singing practice, and I missed a couple of days of my writing practice. That is actually okay. That's actually okay. And if I have compassion for myself, my January self, I knew that there was some fear there, or there was some resistance to writing, or there was some resistance to singing. That's okay. That's part of my journey. That was part of my January's journey. And it doesn't matter. What really matters is that I'm kind to myself today, and then I'm able to step up today. Really, that's it. I see that a lot in my dance classes. A lot of the women who attend are very harsh on themselves. They don't like to maybe come to the front to dance. They don't like to feel themselves. They don't want to see themselves in the video. And I think that energy definitely blocks yourself from being present in the class and enjoying the vibe. But what happens if you just step forward and you're like, it doesn't matter. Even if I'm shit, even if I'm crap, even if I mess up consistently, it doesn't matter. That's part of the journey. And that's part of today's journey. That's part of today's experience. So it is meant to happen. What happens when you just say yes and, Another thing, so I have a mentor who helps me with content creation and who helps me with my website and just helps me in terms of expanding my presence online. And I told her after our meeting last week that she's actually a positive amplifier, and I'm continuing to align with positive amplifiers. And what's a positive amplifier? A positive amplifier for me is someone who leaves me feeling better than I was when we first met, or when we spoke, or when I heard them speak. So there's a couple of people that I follow online who do this to me, who when after I listen to their podcast or after I watch their interview, I'm walking down the street like Naomi Campbell, literally, because I feel so good. And I remember a couple of years ago, I had a coach for about 3 months. And after every single session together, tell me why I was feeling sensational. Tell me why I was achieving. And I was like, wow, this is it. This is the life I want to live, where you meet someone, you're just like, wow, you have transformed me. And so I think in turn, in order to receive that, it's also important to be of that, to be that kind of person who does uplift or who does carry positive energy. Maybe you're not trying to motivate everybody or inspire everybody, but you're of a higher vibration. So therefore, people of a lower vibration feel amplified, feel like they can in your presence or after they leave your presence. So it's about continuing it's about, for me, I think it's important to read the body and say, okay, do I feel good in this person's presence? Do I feel better about myself? Do I feel that lightness? Do I feel the love of God? Do I feel spirit here? And If that's not the case, you gotta remove yourself. But if that's the case, then of course it's really good to stay and connect and receive that good energy that they're giving you. Oh yeah, so going back to this coach, I remember she asked me what is my what's a goal for my monthly income, and I said the goal, and the next week I booked a job that paid me 3 times that monthly income. And I was like, wow, okay. So she asked me to raise my standard. I did it. And because she had belief, I also had belief. That goal had belief. That goal had momentum, and I ended up achieving it. So I think that's the evidence for me. I always go back to this in my mind. I always go back to this example. She showed me what a real positive amplifier is capable of doing. And it's not just in terms of the physical material results like money. It's also about how you feel. And I think that's the biggest thing. What you say about yourself, how you believe your life is going to unfold, what you say about yourself and how you feel about yourself. That's a positive amplifier right there. Another thing would be looking after the body. Now, you guys know I'm a raw vegan. I think raw veganism is one of the best things that's ever happened to me in terms of my healing journey. And it's allowed me to build a body that I love, look after myself, go deeper in my spirituality. But every day I have the energy to, for example, work out and pour into the physical activities that really serve my body. So I think looking after the vessel is such an important thing for your self-confidence. And it's such an important thing to wake up and decide that, okay, I'm going to look after my body. There's a goal there, there's a motivation there, there's a drive there. The fact that you get to look after your body and work your body and train your body in the way that you want to is so motivating, and it gives you a strong focus every single day. So I highly recommend that. If you're not yet on your fitness journey, whatever that looks like, now's the time to start. And lastly, the thing that I really need to work on is believing that my journey matters, my impact matters. And I was speaking to someone yesterday and they spoke about legacy, and I was like, oof, I had never really thought about that, but we're here for a reason, we're here to shift the consciousness of the world and pour into the upliftment of people, right? So legacy is something that's worth thinking about. But when you think about your legacy, you really realize that there is a reason for your life, that you matter. So remember that you matter. Let's all remember that we matter, and that our life has meaning. We didn't come here by chance. Everything has a divine plan, and we get to realize that plan in this lifetime. Amen. I feel really charged up. I feel very charged up. Let me know what you guys think of this video, and let me know what else you want to hear from me. Don't forget to sign up to book club. The first book of the month is Mindset by Carol Dweck. So if you haven't bought that, now's the time to buy that. We'll be discussing it at the last weekend of this month online. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video. Look after yourself. And until the next one, stay fine, stay fierce, and stay purposeful. Ciao.